Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Roman Reigns, Triple H, Jey Uso, and others have all received a message from Jacob Fatu. The star won the WWE United States Championship at WrestleMania and has now broken character to send a message. He was recently on the Club 520 podcast, where he talked about his win and a few other things, including what Solo Sikoa told him when he was nervous. Jacob Fatu talked about how he was brought to WWE. He said that, at the end of the day, no one would have touched him. However, Triple H had brought him in, just like Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa. He said that the legend was the one who made everything happen. Hunter, I'm just so happy to be part of this era right now. Because at the end of the day, nobody could have touched me, though, you know? Hunter made it happen, though. Even with Tama Tonga and New Japan, Tonga Loa, man, Hunter's just making everything happen. He also spoke about Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, and Jimmy Uso, saying that the three stars were part of the family and their work had allowed Jacob Fatu to be hired. However, he added that he was not being hired just because he was part of the family. It was just like what Roman Reigns and Jey Uso said, everyone needed to work hard and grind in the dark to be rewarded eventually. And Roman Reigns, Jimmy Uso, Jey Uso, we're going to keep it 100. My brothers had a lot to do with me getting here. We just ain't family. Jacob didn't just get hired because I'm a part of the family. No bro, you gotta put in the work, man, just like Roman Reigns says, and Jey Uso says. Grind in the dark. Ain't nobody gotta push you right now, just grind in the dark, and everything will come together, Fatu said. 9:33 to 10:19. It remains to be seen what's next for the star and what storyline he gets involved with. The WWE Universe is buzzing in the aftermath of SmackDown's electrifying main event where Jacob Fatu not only retained his brutal dominance, but shocked the world by capturing the United States Championship. The match was a blood-pumping brawl, and Fatu's victory marked a pivotal moment not just for his career but for the Bloodline's ongoing saga. However, what happened after the cameras stopped rolling left fans speechless and even brought some to tears. Jacob Fatu, known for his ruthless intensity and terrifying presence, stepped out of character in a rare unscripted moment backstage. As the crowd filtered out of the arena and the locker room settled into a post-show hush, WWE Digital caught a raw and vulnerable side of the Samoan werewolf. Holding the United States Championship close to his chest, his voice cracked as he looked straight into the lens and delivered a powerful, heartfelt message, one aimed at three pillars of his personal and professional life: Triple H, Roman Reigns, and Jey Uso. I ain't supposed to do this, Fatu began, his face damp with sweat, hair still wild and matted from the war he had just endured in the ring. But I gotta say something, from my heart. The backstage crew, usually bustling, stood still. Everyone sensed something rare was happening. I want to talk to three people, he said, eyes glistening. Triple H. Paul Levesque. Thank you. Not just for this belt, not just for putting your trust in me, but for looking past the mistakes I made before I ever stepped into a WWE ring. Fatu's early years were tumultuous. Legal troubles and a long rehabilitation process meant WWE was hesitant to sign him. But Triple H saw potential, a beast in the ring with a real story, a redemption arc that could inspire. You sat me down in that office, Fatu continued, and you told me, Jacob, it's not about where you started, it's about where you finish. I'll never forget that. This title, this moment, it's as much yours as it is mine. He held up the United States Championship, the red, white, and blue glinting under the fluorescent lighting. Turning slightly, his tone softened. Roman Reigns. Big Us. You were the first to call me. Before I even signed. You said, we're gonna get you home. And you did. You showed me how to walk the walk of a tribal chief. Even when you wasn't around. I felt your presence. Everything I did out there, it's because I watched you do it first. Fatu's voice cracked again, but he pressed on. And Jey Uso. Day one use. You been through hell. I watched you fight your own blood, stand up when it hurt the most. I learned more from your struggle than from anyone else. You taught me that being a man ain't about never falling. It's about getting back up, even when it's your own family trying to keep you down. Fatu wiped his face and looked directly into the camera, as if speaking to them in person. I know the bloodline's torn up right now. I know Solo's doing his thing, and Roman, maybe you coming back, maybe you not. But I'm here to say something y'all ain't heard from me before. He took a deep breath. I love you. There was a silence that hung in the air like a weight. I know we play this game, this war, this business, but I love y'all. I love my family. And even when we throw super kicks at each other, even when we tear each other down on TV, this ain't fake to me. This is legacy. This is culture. This is real. And I ain't ashamed to say it. The cameraman zoomed slightly as Fatu's eyes welled. I used to be lost, bruh. I didn't know if I was ever gonna wear a title like this. But I found my way. Because of you. Triple H believed in me. Roman paved the road. And Jey showed me the cost. Jacob paused, clutching the US Championship again. This title? It ain't just a prop to me. It's proof. Proof that a man who's made mistakes can still make it right. Proof that the Samoan dynasty still got warriors in the chamber. Proof that the bloodline, no matter what's going on right now, is still alive in my heart. He exhaled, almost as if the weight had finally lifted. I'm not just a champion. I'm a brother. A son. A product of his family. And tonight, I became something more. I became a message. For every USO out there who's trying to find their path. The camera began to fade as Fatu turned and walked down the corridor, the US title slung over his shoulder, his body worn but his spirit on fire. Backstage reaction to the moment has been overwhelming. Sources within WWE say that even hardened veterans had tears in their eyes. Triple H reportedly walked up to Fatu minutes later and gave him a long hug without saying a word. Jey Uso, watching from Raw, posted a simple message on X, "Proud of you, Us. 4L." As for Roman Reigns, he hasn't publicly responded, but insiders claim he watched the entire segment and was deeply moved. There's even speculation this heartfelt moment could shift the trajectory of the Bloodline's ongoing story, perhaps setting the stage for a real reunion, or a war of emotions, down the line. One thing's certain, Jacob Fatu isn't just a monster in the ring. He's a man with a message. And now, with the United States Championship in hand, he's not just carrying a belt, he's carrying the heart of a family and the spirit of a generation. Long live the Bloodline. Even when it breaks, it still beats strong. Want me to write a follow-up where Roman Reigns responds on SmackDown?